guys, welcome back to episode 6 of CVCS Voices. We're here with Mr. Lopez.
Hello.
So, Mr. Lopez, how are you today?
I'm doing very well. It's good to be here.
Okay, well, we'll just start you off with a question. How are you liking CVCS so far?
I absolutely love my time at CVCS. It's been an absolute blast with fun, good colleagues, wonderful, really opportunity to get to embed myself in a community of light and goodness. It's been absolutely blessing in my life.
So, what would you say is your favorite part so far?
My favorite part, though it's a cliche, is really the students. It's you guys. It's been super fun. Even I love even with like the Apple Classroom. Just a fun little thing is like sometimes I'll block them or block the students if I catch them with the games. It's almost like a game to catch students playing the games, and so love that. Or even students who aren't my own. I know their names. I'm getting to go to their games and really like Kosuke. Like I don't have him as a student, but I know who he is and he knows who I am. So that's been super neat.
Is there anything that's like hard to get used to?
Hard to get used to. I worry about whether I will take this place for granted or not, and so I hope I don't get used to how good this feels.
Mm-hmm. And then, so do you have any other schools you've taught at? And if you do, how are those like compared to CVCS?
Yeah, I've taught at 2 different school sites previously. I came from Washington, D.C. At a public school there. And that was a very different context. It was in Northwest D.C., and it was a Title I school. And I think 66% of the student population was African American, and the remainder was some type of Latin American as well. And so I think there was one white kid in the entire school. The first time I saw this white kid, I was like, bro, that guy is tough. Like, he just, like, walked through the halls, and it was like Moby Dick, like the white whale. It was just like some amazing creature, some ghost was walking through the halls. And I was like, dude, that guy's tough. And then it was like a month later when I saw a second white person, I was like, that's really, really cool. And so the context is totally different. And not to suggest that CVCS is without diversity, because we have a more diverse student body, but yeah, it's totally different context there. Or even the context before, students had to go through what's called weapons abatement. So they had to get their bags checked, and then they had to put them through a machine, and they had to go through a metal detector every day as they walked into school, checking for guns, knives, weapons, anything like that. So the context was very, very different. The first day of school that I was there, or not, the first week I was there, pardon me, I got a note from a student that said, "F you, Mr. Lopez." And so, by the way, I was just glad that they remembered my name, so progress. But that's the kind of context. They would call me the N-word. I'd watch students fight. It was just a totally, totally different place. And before I went to D.C., I actually taught at a public school in Newport Beach. And so where students who were very affluent and who were very motivated by the grades and a lot more like CVCS, but there it was, because it was a public school, it was such a different dynamic where you can't really mentor students in the same way that I can mentor or have honest conversations with you guys here at CVCS. And so there's definitely the lack of expression of faith, for which CVCS really does well to integrate that.
So do you have any reason like why you became an English teacher, like English in general?
Yeah, I love reading, I love literature, I love learning. More broadly, I became a teacher because I think I'm a big fan of this guy named Frederick Buechner, and he wrote that your vocation should be the place where your joy meets the world's need. So it does bring me joy to learn. It does bring me joy to see young people develop, and thankfully there's a job teaching out there that meets both of those criteria.
So how do you like approach like teaching English?
Hopefully, I approach it with preparation, with diligence, and humility. Ultimately, we're here, teachers or the teaching profession or education is for the development of the minds, souls, and in some ways bodies of young people, trying to help them craft their own lives. And so how I approach my teaching practice is hopefully being a co-learner, a co-grower, and also embodying the principles and the values that I want or that we're trying to develop at CVCS in my own life. And so trying to integrate fun in my own life, trying to integrate excellence, the pursuit of excellence, kindness, all those things, all those values, those things I'm trying to integrate myself. And so I think it would be absolutely unfair for me to expect you guys to pursue those things and not me to pursue it myself.
What are your like interests and like hobbies like outside of school?
I love fighting. I love mixed martial arts. I get obsessed with that. I know very little about other sports. I'm starting to grow in knowledge about baseball and professional football, things like that. But really, my expertise or my largest knowledge base is in fighting. So I practice jiu-jitsu, I've done Muay Thai, kickboxing, all that stuff. I wrestled in high school. And it's a great shame, I think, that CVCS does not have a wrestling team because I would absolutely be a coach or assistant coach for that.
All the teachers were having a fight. Would you win?
I'm not going to answer that question. I would say I would have. Yeah, I'm not going to answer that. It would be interesting.
So yeah. So what inspired you to become like a teacher?
That's it's a good question. I think what inspired me to become a teacher was other teachers. My home life wasn't always the best growing up, and so I found school to be a safe haven, a place where I could really express myself and learn and kind of grow. And at my school or throughout school, I found adults, teachers, principals who cared about me and saw me, and so I wanted to be like them, and so I thought that the teaching profession would be suitable for me.
How do you like start your day in the classroom?
I mean, you guys know this. It's almost always a funny question, and it's a prayer, and then we just get on, or a game. I try to make that some type of community builder activity. Like today we played Bop It. Yesterday's question was, what is the most oddly specific smell you enjoy? I heard gasoline. I heard what was another one? Diff fluid, which is fluid you put into a diesel engine. So I learned that from one of my students. I think shout out to Ben Pfeiffer. But yeah, silly questions. I love those.
So okay. So what do you enjoy most about teaching?
I think I mentioned the students, but I'll answer differently. At least teaching here, what's been so categorically different is the faculty, my colleagues. I really honestly think I'm constantly surrounded by my betters. It's really a joy to laugh and learn from my colleagues. And so at this moment, I really, really enjoy the collegiate aspect of teaching.
Do you have any like favorite books or like you like to like read or like use like in class?
Using class, favorite books. I mean, I love Russian literature. I kind of like that's my vibe. If I could teach like War and Peace or actually maybe not War and Peace. That's like a huge book. I think I would love to teach something like The Death of Ivan Ilyich, which is like a short, maybe 100-page novella, and it really explores. It's very it explores kind of dying and the death process and what does life really mean, and it's pretty good. And then for maybe a more advanced text, Anna Karenina, which is about like love and lost hope and passion and faith and doubt, and so beautiful works. So Russian literature is kind of my vibe. Oh, and poetry. Love poetry.
So is there like a way you like to get to know your students well?
Yeah, the silly questions, that's always a good start. I try to talk to you guys outside of class too, and say hello or just even stop by. That's usually the best way. Yeah.
What are some of your favorite activities or projects to do with your class?
Favorite activities, projects. I'm working with the freshmen right now to do short stories. And so right now, the way that it works is every week they get one new short story, and at the beginning of the week they have a prompt that they have to then complete. So this week's prompt was something like, on Route 79, the time portal took another victim, or took on Route 79. The time portal sucked in another vehicle. This time, the victims were taken too, and the freshmen had to fill in the blank. And so that was really fun, and we got to read it, and then I get to see the creativity, and we integrate different aspects of setting or characterization into that. So that's been a project that I'm really looking forward to, because at the end, they'll be able to write their own short stories.
And then final question here, like, what are some of your like main goals for this year?
Main goals this year is just be an open learner and just embed myself in this community, learn how to love you guys and grow. Yeah.
Thank you very much.